we're going to talk about financial mistakes that you need to avoid in your 20s. Coming up.
Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Talib.
Hey, I'm Ty, and we're from hisandhermoney.com,
where we are helping you to take dominion over your money and your life. This video is being brought to you by Legal & General America. Legal & General America is the leader in low-cost term life insurance.
For nearly 70 years, Legal & General America has been providing financial protection to over 1.3 million families and businesses.
LGA makes understanding and applying for life insurance easy.
You can get a free quote by simply going to hisandhermoney.com/LGA.
The good old days. Being in our 20s.
I remember those days.
The world is your oyster.
Yep.
You are ready for adulthood. You're ready to start adulting, and you got all these ideas, ambitions, and goals, and you start doing life. Well, it's important that you don't make some very important missteps when it comes to your finance, because in your 20s, you are really springboarding the rest of your life financially by the decisions that you do or do not make.
That's why if you're in your 20s, you definitely need to listen to this video. And if you're watching this video and you know somebody that may be in their 20s, let them watch this video as well too. Like, it's so very important. The good news is we were once in our 20s.
We were.
Right? And the good news is we learned a lot from our 20s.
We done lived this thing.
That we can share with you to hopefully help you to think a little bit differently when it comes to your finances and your age, of course, and also not make some of the same mistakes that maybe we've made, or actually do a little bit better than, hopefully you guys do better than what we've done in our 20s. And so, super excited to share this with you guys.
Let's do it, man. The first one we want to tell you about, the mistake that you need to avoid in your 20s, is never learning how to budget. I know it's not vogue, trendy, or cute, but it is imperative that you create a plan for your money. It's a muscle that you need to start developing in your 20s, because you are going to be starting a new career. And you're going to be getting more money than you saw when you were working your part-time job in high school and college. And it's important that you take care of that money and that you learn how to organize it in such a way that allows you to maximize every dollar that you earn, because you're working hard, you're doing something that you pursued, whether that's via college or just an opportunity that presented itself to you, and you want to do it well. And so you go to work, you get up, you get in traffic, you get there for 8 hours, you do it all over again. You want to have something to show for it when it's all said and done. And the best way to do that is to understand that a spending plan, aka a budget, helps you to use your hard-earned dollars well.
That's right. And again, these are in no particular order. Number 2, which I probably would have put as number 1, is to always be future minded. I think that in your 20s, sometimes you feel like life just, sits still, the clock just stops ticking, and you have your entire life, which is in your 20s, to really make good financial decisions. And sometimes, a lot of times when you're in your 20s, you're using the age 30 as a benchmark. Like, if I don't have this by 30, then. However, we want you guys to look a little bit differently at this. We want you to be future minded. I would have liked to have been more future minded in my 20s. I didn't get married until I was 26. So between the age of 20 and 26, I knew that I wanted to get married one day. I knew that I wanted to have children, but I wish that I probably was, I felt like I was future minded, but maybe I would have done some things differently. Maybe I would have invested more. Maybe I would have took more risk. Maybe I would have, thought about my future family a little bit more, and probably sat and spoke to somebody who was probably lived that life and like, hey, what are some mistakes that maybe you made that maybe as a 20-year-old I need to not make? Maybe I would have asked more questions. So we want you all to be more future minded and not just think about the right now. Some of you all are probably in school, in college, and that's really the only thing that's really consuming you right now is just graduation date, or when you got to turn in this term paper or whatnot. But if you're failing to plan for your future, you're failing. We're telling you this right now. In your 20s is such a sweet opportunity for you to be able to really make some traction in the area of your money, in the area of your finances. That if you just really focus on the right now and where you want to go, you're going to make some huge strides.
The next mistake that we really, really want you to avoid in your 20s is racking up credit card debt. Man, this messed me all up in my 20s. Got that first credit card. swiped it, and it was like magic. I didn't have to spend any
You thought
money.
it was magic.
It was like, wow, wait, I don't owe y'all nothing right now. And then when the bill came, it was like, wait, I only owe y'all $25, but I spent $200. This is a great deal. So I kept swiping, and I swiped my way into massive debt because I didn't have any discipline. I thought it was magic, as my wife said, but no. You got to pay that money back. They coming for your head. So you got to make sure that you don't do what most people do in their 20s, because that's, in a lot of instances, when we are introduced to our first credit card, and we get 1, and then we get 3, and then we get 6, because it's so easy to get and so hard to get out of. Just know that credit cards aren't evil, but you need to have discipline. You need to have knowledge and understanding on how to use them effectively. And if you don't have any of that, you're going to end up with credit card debt that you're going to be paying off for years and maybe even decades to come. So the best way to avoid being in that position later on down life is to not rack up a bunch of credit card debt in your 20s.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the top things that maybe, when you're being sent off to college, it's like, don't get a credit card. Although my parents didn't say that to me, now that I think about it. I think they just probably saw that I was really responsible financially. And I actually got my first credit card in college, and I never paid interest. So that was a good thing. But if you're a person that probably will not be doing that,
like me,
then avoid it by all means. Okay. The next one is over leveraging your lifestyle. And before we actually dive deep into that one, we want to again thank this video sponsor, Legal & General America. Especially if you're in your 20s right now, you definitely need to be listening to this, especially if you have people that are counting on you, if you're a parent, or you also help take care of your parents. You want to make sure that you have life insurance policy in place. The only life insurance policy or type that we recommend is term life insurance. And we would invite you to go to this video sponsor, Legal & General America, by going to hisandhermoney.com/LGA to get a totally free quote. You can fill out the application there, or you can get a free quote. No obligation whatsoever, no pressure whatsoever. And you can also speak with someone if you so choose to. The links will also be in the description box below. But please, you guys, that's probably a mistake that I would probably say. So we're going to add in an extra one there, that people that are in their 20s, a lot of times they're probably not thinking about things such as life insurance. We want you all to think about that. Life insurance helps protect your family in the event if something was to happen to you. For some people, it's even to take care of their burial and things like that. And I know being in your 20s, you really feel young. Again, the world looks bright, you guys, but again, we don't know what our tomorrow holds. And so it's so important that you have life insurance policy in place. And especially if you're over 20, no matter what, this is not age specific, but we want you all to make sure that you check out this video sponsor, Legal & General America, by going to hisandhermoney.com/LGA. All right. So, as I was saying, is over leveraging your lifestyle. Sometimes when you're in your 20s, you think, hey, I make enough money. I don't really have to take care of anybody else. I don't have to be responsible to anybody else. This is, again, if you don't have children, or maybe you're not married, because we do know that there are some people that are married or have children in their 20s. But a lot of times, sometimes you're not so focused on your financial, growth so much, where you're just looking at once. Okay, and so you over leverage your lifestyle. You say, hey, I can go and get a car, or I'm approved for it. I'm approved for this amount. They told me that I can get this amount or that amount, without really doing your due diligence when it comes to your finances. So we want you to make sure that you do not over leverage your lifestyle. This is an opportune time where you can literally focus on, and I'm telling you, if you handle your finances well in your 20s, it can literally set you up to have a very successful latter part of your life, retirement and things like that. The decisions that you make in your 20s is going to impact your future. So make sure that you focus on it now.
Now, there's one more mistake we want to give you that's super important that you don't want to miss. But before we do that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that little bell so that you never miss another video of ours, because we want to help you on your journey to taking dominion over your money and your life. Now, the last mistake that we want you to avoid is this: failing to start to invest.
Oh,
you
yes.
need to start now. This is not something that you do down the road. This is something that you start now, because of this little thing called compound interest. That means the sooner that you start, the more times that your interest can compound. The same way that interest can compound for your good, it can compound for your bad if too much debt. Remember, we talked about the credit cards earlier? Well, you can make interest work in your favor
Yep.
by starting to invest
So true.
now. You don't have to make it complicated. If you started a new job and they offer something like a 401k or a 403b or a 457, you can talk to the human resources department at your job to see what the options are. That's a great place to start. It comes out of your paycheck. You allocate
Yeah.
a dollar amount or a percentage of your paycheck, and you allocate where you want it to be invested, and boom, you have started to invest, and you have started the journey to build wealth later. If you don't have a career that allows you to do such things, you can do it on your own. There are all kind of apps out there now. Technology is your friend. You can buy things, what's called fractional shares. If the company that you want to invest in is too much for one share, you can buy what's called a fractional share, where you can buy towards eventually getting a share. The point is, start now. Do not
Very
wait.
important.
You need to start now because it'll be advantageous for you down the road. The sooner you start investing, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Totally agree. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this video. We want to hear from you. Leave us a comment in the comment section below. Let us know, guys, this list is really can go on and on and on.
On and on and on.
Let us know some of the things that you wish that you would have focused on in your 20s if you're not 20, in your 20s. Leave it in the comment section below to help
all
some
learn
other people.
together.
Exactly. And if you are in your 20s, what are some things that you want to start focusing on more or giving more attention to? Leave us a comment in the comment section below. We want to know. And again, don't forget, hit the share button, share this video. Sharing is caring. So many people need this information. And also don't forget that we have a website full of amazing information and amazing tools and resources for you over at hisandhermoney.com.
That's all we got for this time, guys. It's been great. Until next time, peace.
Bye, y'all.